that's right. So hello, everyone. My name is Aleksandra Korczynska. I'm Director of Marketing at GetResponse. GetResponse is this online marketing platform that you are probably using. If not, then check it out. And I just wanted to ask you, actually, how are you doing in 2021? We've got new year, I hope, new hopes and new expectations. And I hope this year will be much better than the previous one, if you know what I mean here. And I hope that you are all, fine and healthy and happy that 2020 actually is over already. So today, actually, I'm gonna share with you, share with you my insights from 2020, some data, some interesting trends that I see that I hope you will leverage for your businesses as well. And then I'm also gonna share with you some of my guesses on what 2021 will bring. So this will be just my guesses on the basis of some data, customer observations, market observations, latest releases, some news, etc. Some industry news. But I think that we could be quite right about them. So, and I'm also super curious to learn what you guys are thinking about it and what are also your predictions. So I think that we are ready to start. So hello again, everyone. That I see that we've got more people joining it. So let's start it. So, 2020, what a year actually. So, we all started working remotely, and I'm super impressed actually with how quickly a person can adapt to new circumstances, to new surroundings, to almost everything, right? So we all started working remotely, or we couldn't actually work at all. We had to adapt. We changed the way we were communicating with each other. And that year was crazy. But from my personal perspective, I must also share with you that this was actually the first year ever when my parents and my grandparents actually, they really started using internet, for the first time ever, starting using internet, watching Netflix, having online calls, and even doing shopping online. So, and what I'm most proud of, this year is that my parents finally understood what am I doing on a daily basis as a marketer. So that's kind of an achievement from my perspective that I could thank actually 2020 for. So that was kind of an amazing change actually here. And as you all know, actually, the 2020 year was a huge switch from offline marketing. And if you were running any offline marketing activities like events, like some printed ads, some out-of-home advertising as well, it all went to digital marketing. We all had to, switch our budgets and change our approach and think only about online marketing that could possibly work. So once we actually have a look on the data itself, we can see that marketing budgets moved from offline to online, and we can see some data from 2016 when digital actually marketing spend was about 30% of all of the marketing activities budgets globally and in the US specifically. And in 2020 it was about 62%, while it's also predicted that by 2024 it will be about 75%. So if you haven't switched yet from your offline marketing activities, it's really the right time to start educating yourself about online marketing, digital marketing, how does it work, and how to actually become an expert in online marketing in general. So when we have a look on the channels too, you can see that COVID had an enormous impact on the marketing mix. So there are some channels, specifically the online marketing channels, such as webinars, that had a huge growth in 2020. There are some channels like organic social, like paid social as well, search, that also increased in investment and in numbers here, as well as there are some channels such as TV, out of home, and specifically some events that had a huge drop in investments and the marketing mix share actually. And what I'm also super surprised with in general, that 2020 year, that was actually a year when once we rediscovered somehow the old channels. So, people started paying more attention to email channels as well, because, we just could communicate via email. So we needed to do it quite effectively. There's also huge growth of social media, specifically some video content. I will talk about it within a second. And then of content marketing. And for content marketing, I also mean some webinars, some educational events, obviously educational online events, video content, ebooks, courses, everything that would educate our potential customers. And obviously, what we've also seen in 2020 was a huge e-commerce growth. So this only showing actually a percentage of e-commerce sales after the first quarter. And different companies are kind of summarizing right now 2020 as, and it seems that e-commerce actually e-commerce stood for 50 or 60% of all of the shopping, or even more. So that's an amazing change, and I can really tell from my personal experience that I was super shocked to see my grandpas and my parents, doing some shopping online and browsing through, Zalando and Amazon and any local services. So I will be super curious to see whether that will be a permanent change, or it's something that will come back to normal after in the after COVID period. But my guess is here that this is actually a permanent change, and we as humans also need to adapt, and we also need to adapt to this new reality, and we need to also adapt our businesses to it. So get ready. And talking about 2020, obviously, as it turned out, 2020 was a year of distancing, of disconnection. And as a result, that's actually, I hope that 2021 will be hopefully more focused on connection, belonging, and coming together. So that's actually a question. So the 2020 was a year of distancing, and the question is whether 2021 will be this year of reconnection. And how could we understand the reconnection for online marketing and in general? So what I think that reconnection is actually a process of building trusted brands, so that we must be careful not to rely too much on machines, on automation always, on bots, but to seek to reconnect or even connect on a more human level. So what I believe is that as 2020 was a year of distancing, is that 2021 will be a year of reconnection, and that 2021 will see more branded digital communities like this, which focus, deeper, higher quality connection and engagement between members. So number one, I would say, this focus on communities. And then actually, I think that our marketing objective will also change a little bit, so that the marketing objective will be not about scale, or reach so many different customers, but more to build, this meaningful connections and customer intimacy. So that's kind of my guess, that we'll be seeking more for communities that will be more focused on the quality content, and that you should be also more focused on the quality rather than reach and quantity. And that's also actually a huge question, and I'm gonna just jump into it within a second. And I'm also curious to learn what are your thoughts, whether we'll get this human and bot actually in the marketing world. So let's discuss it within a second once we'll be discussing 2020 guesses. And 2020, talking about the quality of content, 2020 was a lot about customer education and a huge, enormous growth of e-learning, because obviously we had so much time and we were all just stuck at home. So some of us also needed to requalify, to learn new skills. Maybe some of you just started working in the online marketing industry. So let me know. So I hope that I will be able to help you here if you've got some questions as beginners to the online marketing world. But Generally, like this 2020 was a year about e-learning, growing, and customer education. And I want to say, that 2020 also changed the perception of how do we sell products and how we are communicating our brands. Because, in order to sell a product or a service, you need to educate your customers first. So you need to be patient, actually. You need to build loyalty. You need to build trust. And then actually building trust is, I think, one of the greatest challenge that we've got right now, because we are all surrounded, specifically in the social media, we are all surrounded by fake news, and sometimes it's hard to distinguish like what's real and what's fake. So it's also harder for brands to build trust and build like this trustworthy brand. And then actually, first, you need to keep in mind that first you need to build this trust and you need to educate your customer, and then you should start introducing your products or service. Because if you actually will jump directly into selling your products, then you won't be successful anymore. Because your customers are not trusting brands that are not treating them serious. Actually, that don't want to invest in education, that don't want to invest in building trust. And talking about education in general, so that's actually a graph from Google Trends. And what we've seen also was actually enormous growth of people searching for online courses, people searching for webinars. So that's actually just the data that you can get from Google Trends, and to see that in Q1, and then actually there was this huge growth of online courses and webinars. And right now you can see again actually online courses spiking again. So I see that's also obviously related with COVID, but I think it's also related with the economic situation and with the fact that many people need to requalify, find new skills. So I also think that it's like online courses are actually a great investment for this year, because people will be searching for it, and people will be searching for trustworthy educational materials and resources. And what we've also seen actually at GetResponse in general is that during COVID, people actually read more emails. And then generally during COVID, and once we were stuck at home, emails had actually higher engagement rates. So people started clicking more, and they were more engaged with all of the content we had. So that's also related with what I'm saying, is that, keep in mind that specifically once we are reaching out to your audiences, what you can say from the insights and learning from the last year, you need to be focused on customer education. You need to be focused on engaging with them, and then on conversion. So regardless if you are actually having some products and you are an e-commerce company, or if you're offering some services, or you are a freelancer, just start with educating and engaging with your potential prospects, and then converting them. So there are plenty of ways to do it. That's actually one of the examples, of the series that you can use just to engage with your audiences before you introduce to them your products. And obviously what you should do, you should kind of experiment a lot with all the content, just for the purpose to build a trustworthy brand. So yeah, let's actually jump into my predictions for 2021. And I'm super curious also to learn whether you agree with them or not, and what are your thoughts here. So number one actually prediction is that social media will become, and are becoming actually right now, a top channel for purchase. So business owners right now create their own e-commerce websites, or they list their products on many shopping sites like Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, and more, to reach more customers and obviously to increase their sales. And this idea is that, what if your product starts reaching, 1.4 billion people every day through the social media? So that will be fantastic, right? So that's why also Facebook and Instagram invested a lot into Facebook Marketplace, into Facebook e-commerce settings, so that right now, and I think that will be a huge change, is that obviously you need to have your website, right? You need to have your landing pages, but then you also need to leverage your social media and promote your products directly, sell your products directly through social media. So we can say, and actually that's the data coming from the Facebook page, is that there were actually in 2020, there were 40% month over month sales increase on Facebook Marketplace in 2020. So that gives us actually 6x growth in 2020. And that's actually, and my guess is that there will be a new skill for online marketers. So, you've got this SEO, you've got like PPC, you've got funnel building, funnels, etc. And I think that search optimization for products in marketplace will become actually a new skill, because you need to add some descriptions there, etc. And you want to bid on the top of the marketplace. And then analyzing actually the latest Facebook's releases, we can tell also that they're investing a lot into the commerce manager. So, adding all of the discounts, opportunities. So I think that will be super important to make sure that you are running this, omni-channel marketing. So not only having your website, your funnels, email content, automation, but also like making sure that you are selling and promoting your products via different channels. And one more thing regarding social media, like tagging products on photos will become default. So that's something we can see right now. Many brands are doing it, and it seems that it's working. So that's also a new feature in social media, and I think that will actually become a thing soon. Let's jump to another one. So I briefly actually shared with you my thoughts on the e-learning and the growth we had there. So due to COVID impact as well, we've seen 40% growth of e-learning as an industry in general. So if you're about actually to kick off with your e-learning company, it's actually the right time to do it. And why I think it's the right time, because you may say that there are so many different platforms that are offering courses. And I think that, like right now, quality will be the king. So we need to think about quality versus quantity, because we are surrounded by so many content there, and making sure that you've got a quality video, that you've got running a quality webinar will be actually a huge thing. And I'm talking actually about quality here due to the, super short viewer attention span. So, human attention span will get even shorter. So it was like 12 seconds in 2000, it was like 8 seconds in 2013. And I've seen latest data that it's about to be like, 3 to 5 seconds maximum right now. So, you get just a few seconds actually to attract your customer. So, make sure once you're producing any kind of a website or any kind of a banner or any kind of, an email, just make sure that you are focused more on quality rather than on the quantity. Cool. I see that you are sharing some of my ideas. Great to hear that. So I also if you don't agree with something, let me know. So I would be super happy actually to discuss it. And that's actually a super interesting fact here. An average actually attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds. So it's easier to attract actually a goldfish rather than a human being. So think about it, And that brings me in general to the idea that will be a new era of video marketing. And we see, and that's why also we are running this live video today, because we see that the online live video industry actually grew 99% from actually 2020, in 2020 in general. And it's expected to grow by 2 times actually within the next few years. So here on the right, actually, you can see a graph showing generally the video streaming market size in North America in general. So that's US, Canada, etc. And then you can see there that generally the non-linear, video streaming is kind of stagnant here. So, but what is growing rapidly is the live video streaming. So you should definitely also invest in live video streaming, and then also into the quality, because consider the short attention span here. And some interesting facts actually here. Once we actually analyze the industries, we can see that 20% of live streamers who don't attend in-person events, who couldn't actually attend these events, they attended virtual events here. So that's actually a question whether that will be a permanent change as well, so that whether we prefer, just watching some content online sometimes to attending an event. Obviously, like that's another level of building relationship, but I believe that that's going to be a huge thing, specifically for the educational events and training sessions, that like remote actually will become to some extent a default here. And that's also super interesting once we have a look into the regional scope, is that, like right now, Middle East and Africa have the most live social streamers in the world. So it depends actually what are your markets here, but that's something interesting to analyze and to think about. So if you're about to invest and to enter Middle East, for example, or Latin America, think about the voice search, think about live social videos, because there are huge things there. Obviously, in North America, Europe, that's also huge, but like, in these regions, the impact is enormous. And talking actually about live streaming, another prediction is that voice search will become a super hot topic for SEO. So, there are thousands of actually developers who are hired at Amazon, so who are just working on Alexa. And this means that companies like Amazon are working super hard to make Alexa actually a default thing in every single household. So that's also interesting to learn that 55% of households that actually this is the data, this is the number coming from United States. So 55% of households are predicted to own a smart speaker by 2022. So, and then what you should keep in mind as online marketers yourself, you need to keep in mind that people don't use actually the same keywords while they talk as when they type. So, what actually you should do, you should work, you should be working on optimizing your content for voice. And this could be, super beneficial for many, business owners. So you should be focused more on the long tail keywords. So, if you are searching for a tomato plant, obviously once you are just typing in, you definitely just write the keyword like tomato plant, or like, when to plant tomatoes, right? But once you are using voice search, then you would actually ask the whole sentence, right? So when people use voice search, they're using natural language, they're asking full questions and not just keywords. So think about it and make sure that your content is also optimized for this. Specifically, if you want to get more conversions, as you can see here on the graph, it might be having more beneficial for you to target for lower search volume keywords, like this long tail actually keywords, to get higher conversions. So I'm super actually, I see that question there, like, how can we optimize for voice? And there are a few ways. So in order to optimize actually for voice, first of all, I would definitely like create some articles that actually have like this phrases, full phrases here. So if you're writing, first of all, if you're writing an article and you want your article to answer a question, what should I do to get more, customers, or like, why are my tomato plants turning yellow? So then make sure that you are using the whole sentence and you are just kind of repeating like the sentence in your article. And then also make sure that the question and the sentence is followed by, kind of a quality but short answer. So that imagine that somebody is asking Alexa like a question, so that Alexa could read this very specific answer to that question that is actually a part of your article. So that could be actually this section of the article. This is one thing. The other thing that I would consider doing, and that's also what definitely I will do at GetResponse, is to have also the audio. To have also the audio versions of your articles. So if you are writing a content, you are writing a written content, and then what you could do, and that's also my guess, is that the search engine optimization, so that actually in Google and all of the search engines will promote websites and blogs that have the audio there. So, that have some videos, but precisely that have the audio there, so that you can actually listen to the article. That's actually one of the things that you could also do and consider. And there are also companies that are actually just doing that. So there are just just creating this they're just reading this articles and creating the audio versions of your articles. But yeah, to answer your question, just be more focused on long sentences and long tail keywords and full questions, so that Google will find you as will find you as a place where you get both the question and the answer there. And another super interesting topic that was a thing in 2020 actually was that I believe that more and more companies will be focused on customer loyalty. They will be more focused on customer retention than on user acquisition. Because, in 2020, many business and still actually many specifically small businesses, they struggled actually to survive. And for many companies, specifically also for software companies and for us as well, there is actually a struggle to make sure that we will, keep our customers, so that they will keep paying us, that they will keep using our product. And it's always easier to care about, the customer that you already have rather than to acquire new customers. Because, our current customers are like the greatest value we get at the company. So if business can find a way to, gain customer loyalty with their service offerings and experience, they will eventually keep losing them, and it will be even harder to win them back. So you can have a look actually on this graph here. It shows that, let's imagine that you're a business, you just actually started a business and you are getting 100 new users monthly. And let's imagine that this is a subscription business, right? So you're getting 100 users monthly, but simultaneously you've got 5% churn rate. So it means that after actually several months, you'll get to the ceiling, right? So you'll get to the 2,000 customers, and you won't be able to get any more. So the only thing you can do, obviously, you can start getting 200 customers monthly, or 1,000 customers monthly, but that will be always a cost. So instead of spending budgets on ads and on actually getting new customers, what I would suggest doing is just try to reduce churn. So try to actually reduce churn, and through churn reduction, start growing there. And how to reduce churn? One of the best way, and that's actually an old concept, but I think it's going to be more and more important this year, is that personalization makes a difference. So you should personalize, you should personalize your offers, you should personalize your products, you should actually personalize your messaging. So the worst thing that you can do is just to create a one-size messaging that fits them all, right? So you're gonna see that if you're gonna actually personalize the communication, like you're gonna personalize the messaging and also personalize the triggers, then you're gonna see a great lift in conversion rate. So. And then you're gonna actually get, you're gonna see great growth of your business here. So let's personalize customer experience. And I think this year will be also a huge year for different tools that are helping you to reduce churn as well. And last thing, actually talking about, not almost the last thing, talking about churn and talking about personalization. That's not a new concept, but I think it will be rising. And I've seen so many more articles right now, and so many even small businesses that are right now focusing on customer segmentation. So if you are a small business owner, do not treat your customers in the same way. And this idea is simple, and I think it's going to be more and more popular here. So the idea is like this, instead of just targeting general audiences and having just one large marketing campaign that just speaks to all of your audiences, all of potential prospects, what you should do actually, you should just kind of segment them and create specific customer groups, and then speak to them in using different words. So then you should actually just launch different campaigns targeting different audiences. And here, do not think just about the messaging or different colors or different banners, but think also about different products and different upselling tactics and different prices, maybe even sometimes, like depending on the service. So once we are offering different offerings as well. So I think like that's actually the way for you to grow, instead of actually just acquiring tons of and hundreds of new customers. Let's think about how to reduce your churn and how to actually build a trustworthy brand. And my last question actually to you is, what about chatbots? So I'm super curious of what are your thoughts here. So, chatbots was actually a huge thing over the last 2 years. And I believe that, as I said before, that's my personal opinion, that while 2020 was a year of disconnection, I believe that 2021 will be more a year of personal connection and and reconnecting actually with each other. So I think generally that live chats will be a little bit more popular than chatbots, and obviously it depends on your business size, right? But I believe that if you're a small, medium business owner or marketing manager that works for a company that is not hiring like hundreds of thousands employees there, and you need to find a scalable processes, I would definitely go for live chats, because live chats they're offering this human touch, and you get people behind actually the chat, so and you get a person that is connected with you. So I think that live chats will become more popular, specifically among small and medium business owners. And another option is that potentially, but that's actually just a bet, is that maybe, and I hope for it, that it will be possible to make chatbots more human. But I think that will be super hard to do, because eventually we all want to just talk to other humans. We don't want to talk actually to some bots, right? So my rule will be like this, that if your business needs to respond to customers within 30 seconds and it's super crucial for your business, then obviously chatbots should be the first, should serve as the first contact and can be ideal for your business. But if your customers are not very time sensitive, and by time sensitive I mean that actually it's okay for them to get information a few minutes later, and they prefer to talk with real human, then having actually live chat is always a better choice. And that's also why actually we invested this year as GetResponse in live chats, and that's why we also are launching this functionality. Right now it's for limited users, but soon it will be launched for all the users actually, to test the live chat functionality that is related to your website or to your email, to empower you and to give you an opportunity to talk to your customers and build this meaningful connection with them. So thanks a lot, and I'm super happy to answer to all of your questions if you've got any. Oh, I see that you agree with my point on human interaction, and the question is, what channels of communication should we focus on in 2021? Sure. So I think I'm gonna come back a little bit to what I presented at the very beginning. So I think the question shouldn't be too much about the channels, but about making actually the messaging more personalized. So I believe there are some basic channels that you need to have, and I would name 3. So definitely email marketing. But email marketing will be always super important part of every single marketing activity. But then it's not just about email marketing, because email marketing won't work for you if it's not personalized, if it's not targeting specific segments, and if you are not sending quality content. So make sure that you are not thinking about the channels first, but you are thinking about your mission, and you are thinking about your products, and you are thinking about your customers first, and then to adjust the channels to your messaging. So I would say email marketing, definitely. social as well, specifically video of social. So if you're about to invest in social, then make sure that you are using, that you are creating some live videos, that you are creating some short video content, but a really quality content there. And content marketing per se, but understood as also as quality content, and like have more, quality is more important than quantity. You don't need to publish like hundreds of posts on a weekly basis. You don't need to publish like hundreds of articles. Actually, you should be more focused on publishing just one article, and that having some, some additional videos to it, or having the voiceover there, and making sure that it's a really quality content there, that it's not, a duplicated content, but that's something that resonates with your audience. So my answer would be that. And definitely, if you haven't yet, think about webinars, because think about videos in general and educational content, because people don't want to actually read about your sales offers you're offering, or about the prices. They want to actually just learn about the benefits of using your services, and they want to understand and get more educated about it. What previous trends are in decline nowadays? That's actually a really good question, and that will be actually interesting to see whether events in general will be so important as they were previously. Because like with events, it is this kind of a part of business that you are attending all of these events, you are spending huge budgets on these events, and then it's super hard to measure whether you get any gains, right? Whether you get any sales increase out of this event. So I think that I would say that events in general as an industry won't be as they were previously. This is first thing. The other thing that's generally my thought is that and that might be not super popular, but what I think is that affiliate marketing in general was a huge thing many years ago, and it's still right now. Affiliate marketing is a huge thing right now, but I think that affiliate marketing is a little bit kind of transforming to partners marketing, and I think that definitely. It's affiliate marketing. If you really want to think about affiliate marketing, or you yourself want to become actually an affiliate marketer, then you should be so much more focused on quality and on your messaging than you were before. So I think actually affiliate marketing will eventually become a part of generally the partner marketing and partnerships in general, and different brands working together for the customer's goal, rather just affiliate marketing as a standalone actually thing there. So I think I'm selling, affiliate marketing is a huge thing, but I think that it's gonna more migrate into partners programs and just partner marketing, and quality is gonna be a thing there. And last one thing, and that's actually good. Okay, so I'm just answering the last question. I think that, and that's actually a question. I think eventually we'll stop just spending so much money into ads. So eventually we'll start seeking for ROI, and I think that, and that's actually my kind of a hope, that we'll get a little bit more serious about being advanced and experts with data analytics, and not just spending huge amounts of money for some PPC ads. Another question is, in your 2020 email benchmarks, there wasn't that much of an increase in open click rates when the email body subject line was personalized. Will it change for 2021? Definitely. So I would say in 2019, there was a huge change and huge increase of email marketing and the importance of personalization for email marketing between 2019 and 2020, and we're actually right now just also publishing the latest results for the email marketing benchmarks. But what we see generally, and I would answer yes, I think you should include first name there if you've got this first name, and I think that you should get even further with that. So not only just personalize the topic, the email topic, but also the content. And then make sure it's always better to send an email to a smaller audience, like have like 5 different emails. If you get let's say a contact list of 1,000 customers, like 1,000 subscribers, it's better to send like 10 emails one email, like personalized email with a little bit different communication to each group of 100 subscribers, depending on their engagements, depending on whether they opened the last mail or not, depending if they're your customers or not. And it will actually have huge impact on conversion. So personalization, that's what we can tell right now on the basis of the data, is a huge thing and was a huge thing in 2020. So definitely I would consider adding first name there. I would consider creating more customer segments and creating, also testing some emojis, maybe different emojis for different, like customer segments, and see whether it's working. And definitely, you should also always experiment. So you can run A/B testing. You can run, all of the experiments just to see what's working for your industry, and be more data-driven there. Cool. Thanks a lot. I think we made it. So, if you've got any questions, we are regularly publishing some articles, educational articles on our blog. So just keep reading them and reach out to us if you get any questions. We are here actually to help you, because your success is our success. And I hope that this year will be really actually a great year, and that it will be much better for all of us actually than the previous one. So stay healthy and let's stay in touch. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure to have this live video today with all of you guys. Yes, I think it will be recorded, and I think definitely it will. You'll get access to this via our Facebook, via all of our social media. So definitely you can watch it again. You can just pause on some specific slides. I know there are many tips, and but actually I just hope that it was useful for you. So definitely you can get all of the content on our social media channels. They will be published soon. Thanks a lot, guys, and let's stay in touch and